Hello, sir. My name is Jibran Khan, and my question is regarding the observed shift in the geopolitical alignment of our long-standing regional partners such as Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and recently Maldives towards China. Is it indicative of perceived failure for India's neighborhood first policy? And what are the ways in which India could address and respond to the strategic expansion of China within the Indian Ocean region? Thank you, sir.
You know, my first advice to you would be, the next time you want to take a holiday, go to Sri Lanka. You know, I'm serious. Please go to Sri Lanka. I say this to all of you. Mix with the normal person in Sri Lanka and ask them, what do you think about India? And I can tell you, you will feel yourself grow with that answer. But for the average Sri Lankan, when the world had turned its back on Sri Lanka, when they could not get, you know, I have myself been in Colombo, and there was a petrol shortage. People were pushing their cars to the petrol bunk to get petrol and fuel up. And there were queues of kilometers doing this. The country was running out of food. It couldn't get essential commodities. Now, at a time when the rest of the world turned its back on Sri Lanka, the only country which came forward, and came forward not in a small way, we actually committed $4.5 billion to Sri Lanka. And just to give you a reference point, they negotiated for a long time with IIM, which, by the way, should have been where the help should have come from. And that IMF package was less than $3 billion. So what we did immediately, quickly, efficiently was 50% bigger than what the IMF did. And no other country came close. So I think this idea that, you know, somewhere neighbors are turning against us, we are failing. We need to have more confidence in ourselves. Now, having said that, there are two realities which we also must recognize. You know, China is also a neighboring country, and in many ways will, as part of competitive politics, influence these countries. I don't think we should be scared of China. I think we should say, okay, global politics is a competitive game. You do your best, I will do my best. So, it cannot be. Today China is a major economy. It will deploy resources. It will try and shape things in China's way. Why should we expect otherwise? But the answer to that is not to complain that China is doing. Answer is, okay, you are doing it, let me do better than you. And I would urge you today, after you've done your Sri Lanka holiday, please go to Nepal. I've just come from Nepal. Okay? Today, in Nepal, Nepal has discovered export of electricity to India is an enormously rewarding sort of transaction for Nepal. If you go to Bangladesh, the road connectivity today, the fact that the trains running there, the buses running there, for the first time in Bangladesh history, they have actually allowed Indians to go through Bangladesh and use Bangladeshi ports. Now, this has had a huge impact for our Northeast, because otherwise our Northeast, people in Northeast have to come down the Siliguri corridor, come through Bengal and then go down to our eastern ports. The fact today that they can access Chittagong and Mongla are very big. The entire northeastern Indian economy will change because of this. So, you are right, there is competition. You are wrong that it's a failure. I would say today as India, we should not be scared of competition. We should welcome competition and say, I have the ability to compete.